we are going to make an exercise. Imagine that you are in a position where you can decide the future of natural gas in Romania. You have to make a plan. What would be three most important steps in this plan?
Okay, that's an interesting question. So the first thing I think it's what we want is to promote the investment in the production of gas. Why? Because you have in Romania the discovery. So we have discovered gas in Black Sea, but also onshore, deep onshore, there are some discovery. So you need to make sure there's an incentive to invest and to unlock these resources where they are here in Romania. Why it's important for Romania? Because it enables Romania to be the first producer in European Union, which is unusual because most of the European gas producers face depletion. There is no new discovery. So here it will be a major step for Romania and for Europe in terms of diversity of gas and for Romania to play a regional role in the gas market. So that's, I think, an important reason. And then the revenue generating by that, because of course, when you look at Deloitte study, they talk about $70 billion revenue generated from the Black Sea investment. So that's important to keep in mind for the future of our generation, but also for our job, because of course it will create new demand in terms of offshore industry, onshore industry, and we have to bring back also the expertise in the country. So that's, we give a long-term future for the student, because you see here you're talking about 10, 15 years investment. So you give a long-term perspective for people to be convinced to stay and to work in Romania. So I see different positive signals. So one is for that, how you do that. I mean, your question, what would be the measures to be able to generate this investment? You need a fiscal stability, you need a tax incentive, and that's even when you decide to go for long-term investment with large amount investment, you need to make sure that you have a visibility on your tax treatment. Then we need a market where we can sell our gas, because of course if we produce gas, we want to be able to be free to sell this gas and not to depend to a government body, a regulator who fix the price of gas based on whatever is decision, which will make very difficult the investment if we don't know what will be the price. We accept that the price will be fixed based on the supply and demand, but not based on regulation. So I think that's also important to make sure there's a free market and it operates, and there is interconnection, because what we forecast today with the development of the Black Sea, there will be potentially too much gas for the demand in Romania. Of course, if the demand develops and we don't need to export, that's fine. But currently, we see a risk that there will be not enough demand, and for that we need interconnection to make sure we can trade our gas and not to be blocked for that. Now, our interest is always to sell in Romania because that's the closest market. As soon as you start to cross borders, you pay cost for that, and it's less interesting in terms of value. So we prefer to sell in Romania, but if there is no demand, we'll have to find other markets. So I think that three important points I just mentioned. I will add a fourth one, because if you want to liberalize the gas market, in every country in Europe, the experience is you have to protect the vulnerable customers. Some people will face moving from a regulated tariff to a free market. There will be some hike up and down, and the risk is when there is a hike in price, the people are not able to finish in fuel poverty, and you don't want this. So you want to make sure there is a right incentive to support vulnerable customers in terms of fund. And so we as an industry are promoting for that. We have put as FPPG a study done by Emerton, where there is a lot of documentation about what is a benchmark in terms of vulnerable customer scheme in Europe and what Romania could do. And I'm quite happy that I've seen some interministerial meetings where working group where they start to work on that. And I think that's going in the right direction. It's definitely the right thing to do, because it's not just one minister, it's labor, it's energy and finance. They have to work together to find a solution for that. And we see the momentum, so let's continue.
At the end of last year, we knew that Romania was producing maybe 90% of its needs, talking about natural gas. I know that the situation has changed in 1 year. Yeah, we are after 1 year. Do you have figures about this?
No, we don't have the full figures yet. I think the regulator will publish at the end of the year, so I would say let's wait for the publication. Some of our members are publishing, so I could say that Romgaz and Petrom are publishing their level of production, and what you see is for Romgaz an increase and for Petrom a decrease of the gas production. And that's linked to depletion of the oil field of us, and also because of 114 we decided to reduce the level of investment in the gas versus oil. And I think it's also an important message for the government. If you don't want to depend on import, you need to make sure there is enough investment in your gas industry in Romania.
Who's profiting? Who's making profit if Romania is going to import natural gas?
It's a difficult question what you say. I think when you import gas, so there is first of all a competition between the import source. So you have the main two import sources you have in Romania today is the one from Russia, from Ukraine. So it's Russian gas indexed on oil. I think this gas price is quite expensive, but is also very flexible. So we have to accept that there's a price to pay if during the winter we need some gas, but not during the summer. And that's what we ask from the Russian gas. So that's why it's more expensive. Then you have gas coming from Hungary. So that's gas coming from mainly SEG, so the Austrian, the closest marketplace where you can buy gas and try to import to Romania. The problem is you have bottlenecks. So the capacity available between Hungary and Romania is limited. So what happened, and that's typical, market driven, when you have more demand than offer, the price is going up. And the limit of this gas, of this increase of capacity between both countries, is the Russian gas price, which is a reference, because if you are above, then it's better to import from Russia. So there is this competition, because there's not enough capacity of import between Hungary and Romania to benefit from the low price which we have seen in West Europe. But it's start to change, because we see some increase of capacity from the TSO. We'll see next year what will happen on that.
Merci beaucoup. Ça, c'était une réponse de politicien.